This is the Strip Sack Duelcast. I'm the Hawk.
I'm sad today. We didn't have a football game to talk about. I guess we'll make some picks. I'm the fat man.
Yes, guys, we got some game picks, playoff scenarios, some BS to talk about going on in the NFL. We're just going to get right into the picks. You go first.
All right. Falcons at Bucks. I'm taking the Brady bunch. Falcons are real good at blowing a lead. They ain't got nothing to play for. I think the Bucks are going to come out and stomp a hole in them.
Yeah, there's no indication that the Bucks are going to be resting their starters. The Falcons did get up to a nice lead in the first half the last time they played them. I'm still going to go with the Bucks as well. Cowboys at Giants. Dalton's on fire. The Giants offense has been struggling, and we've also been seeing that the Dallas defense has picked it up over the last 3 weeks. I fully expect that to keep going, so I'm going to take Dallas.
Yeah, I'm taking a Red Rocket and the Ewok. I like Dallas in this game too. Up next, Jets at Patriots. So we kind of seen that nice little meme float around of Bill Belichick losing his shit on the sideline, slamming the phone. Kind of made me smile a little bit. Cam's been playing like shit. Had a rough game last week. The Jets are coming on. Taking the Jets.
Me, I'm not. I don't see New England going out losing to the Jets. It's not going to happen. All right. I know that they're hot. 2 straight wins. They're looking pretty good, beating the Browns.
And the Rams.
Fuck the Lambs. We don't care about no Lambs here. But I got the Patriots. Vikings at Lions. There's no Dalvin Cook in this game. I fully expect it's going to be a shootout between Cousins and Stafford. Bevel did come out and say Stafford is playing. I'm taking the Lions.
See, that Dalvin Cook not playing is a little wrinkle that I didn't know about when I made my picks.
And this is why the Hawk is here for you.
Oh, I'm still going to take the Vikings, though. I don't like the Lions. They ain't got shit on that team besides Stafford. At least with Minnesota, you got Cousins and Thielen and Justin Jefferson. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna take the Vikings. Next, Steelers at Browns. Big Ben sitting out this one. I fully expect to see Myles Garrett try and take Mason Rudolph's head off again, legally this time, without trying to kill him in the middle of the football field. I like the Browns.
Yeah, I'm also taking the Browns. Same reason, no Ben. Feel like this is Myles Garrett's revenge game. Fully expect him to go off. The Browns really need this win, though. I know that Browns fans are sitting there still nervous because they go through this shit year in, year out. I feel like Baker's going to come through for you. We'll see.
Well, for the Browns, the playoffs start this week.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
It's not even a question. Ravens at Bengals. The Bengals, like the Jets, are coming off hot. They scored 37 points against the Texans last week. Even so, the Ravens, they're averaging 37 points a game. That offense is rolling. Fully expect the defense to be on display. Blitzing the quarterback over in Bengals. I'm taking the Ravens.
I know you got some Lamar Jackson stats packed away somewhere. I'm taking the Ravens too. Guy seems to play pretty good in December, so I know it's January, but maybe he'll break his January slump. Maybe he'll win a playoff game this year too. I'm taking the Ravens over the Bengals. Up next, Dolphins at Bills. This is how stumped I was with this pick. I didn't even mark it down. Look, nobody wants Miami to win more than I do. Fitzpatrick's not going to be around. We'll talk about that later. We don't know if Buffalo's playing their starters yet or not, but Buffalo looks really goddamn good. Just because I'm going with my heart, I'm going to take Miami. Let's see if Tua can shine, prove that he was worth that number 5 overall pick.
So, yeah, I haven't seen anything about McDermott resting his starters, but you have to think that if the Steelers are, they're probably not worried if they win or lose this game. I am going to take the Dolphins. This is the best defense that they've played since playing the Steelers 3 weeks ago. And I think Tua's going to play all right. Plus, I'm a Gesicki fan. You should come to Seattle.
Well, basically, McDermott came out and said you'll know on game day. He's not saying anything. Now, it would make sense for them to go ahead and play their starters and try and get that number 2 seed, so they get a couple of home games. And we all know it's fucking cold in Buffalo. High chance to snow.
You never know what happens. Kansas City getting upset. There's a lot of good teams on the AFC. The 5 teams that are competing for the wild card spots, any one of those teams can go to Kansas City. Any one of those teams can play them tough. So you never know. That number 2 seed is very valuable.
I just wish Miami was in the NFC East instead of the AFC East.
All right, next. Seahawks at 49ers. Pete Carroll already came out and said that he's going all in on this game. We pretty much busted Jimmy Garoppolo the last time he played. Nick Mullins kind of came in and got him close. This time we're playing C.J. Beathard. Hawks all day, man.
Yeah, I'm taking Seattle too. That defense has come on well. Just gives them a chance to get that offense rolling just a little bit more right before the playoffs. There's no reason to take San Francisco in this game. Arizona at the Rams. I'm taking the Rams. I know the Cardinals are playing decent, but I just think the Rams are going to put a beating on them.
All right, fun fact for this game, John Wolford, the backup quarterback for the Rams, is starting. And this is the first time in NFL history that a player at the quarterback position makes his first start with a playoff game on the line. That being said, I think Lance Joseph is gonna have a nice game plan against him. I'm going to take the Cardinals in this matchup. I know Kyler Murray's a little banged up, a little shoulder injury, lower calf injury. I still like their offense. I'm going Cards. Jags at Colts. The Jaguars, they locked down Trevor. Colts are going to smash him. There you go. That's my analytics.
Man, I could have swore you said Kahlua. Yeah, I like the Colts in this game too. The Jaguars got nothing to play for. They already got Trevor Lawrence locked up. As long as he doesn't pull an Eli and say, "I'm not playing for you," we'll be seeing Trevor in a Jags jersey next season.
You have to think though, like you're a rookie quarterback, you're number 1 prospect coming up. You'd have to think that there's some type of chip on your shoulder, to be the guy at any one of these franchises, that are low. You want to be that guy. I don't think that Trevor's going to do any of that shit. I think he's going to want to be a Jaguar. He's going to want to be the greatest Jaguar quarterback of all time. I don't think that's anything to worry about.
It should be pretty easy. The only person who's got to beat out is Mark Brunell.
Blake Bortles.
Oh, yeah.
Leftwich. David Garrard. All right. No more Jaguars knowledge, guys. I don't know anything about football.
But you said greatest Jaguars quarterback. That's Mark Brunell. Titans
those are the guys he has to beat, though. All right? Those are the guys he has to beat. Regardless of what you want to say, those are the guys he has to beat.
It's 2, 3, 4, and 5. Titans at Texans. I like the Titans in this game. I don't think we're going to see Derrick Henry get bottled up like we did last week. Deshaun Watson's a good player. J.J. Watt's he's starting to show signs of frustration with that Houston franchise. I'll be surprised if he doesn't want out during the offseason.
Right, come to Seattle.
But I like the Titans in this one.
This is actually an interesting matchup for me. All right, the Titans have looked vulnerable the last few games. On top of that, they have virtually no pass rush. They're bottom 5 in the NFL in quarterback pressures, and that's not good when you're facing a quarterback of the caliber of Deshaun Watson. I think that this game was really close the last time they played, and it being a Texans home game, they're going to play these Titans pretty tough. I'm still going to go with the Titans. I think it's the logical pick. Derrick Henry, he's a big back. It's going to be tough to stop him. So we got Raiders at Broncos. I expect the Raiders to go out on a high note. It's tough for me seeing the Broncos to win. We know that the Raiders' worst three defenses in the NFL, one of the worst three defenses in the NFL. Drew Lock might have a pretty decent game against them. We'll see. But, I do like the Raiders' offense. Darren Waller and Josh Jacobs with Derek Carr. I think they're going to be just fine. And Nelson Aguilar is playing out of his mind, considering where he was at.
Dropsies.
Not no more.
I like the Raiders. I didn't realize you were done. I like the Raiders in this game too. Nothing more to say about that game other than who loses to the Broncos. Moving along. Chargers at Chiefs. I'm taking the upset. I'm taking the Chargers. We've seen the Chiefs, they haven't been blowing anybody out. They've been barely winning games, which is fine. Say it all the time. Doesn't matter if you win by 1 or 51 as long as you win. But I think they might take it a little bit easy this week. They don't have anything they're playing for. They got the number 1 seed locked up. I didn't see anything if they're sitting anybody, but I wouldn't blame them if they did. I would want to protect my investments.
The Chiefs are resting starters.
Oh, are they? Good then.
Yep.
Glad I took the Chargers.
Yep, I'm taking the Chargers as well. There's no Mahomes. I think Herbert's going to cook. I think we're going to see that rookie put up 2 or 3 touchdowns to set the bar for the rookie record, for Trevor Lawrence to chase next year. Up next, Packers, Bears. You guys are going to see how much of a homer I am in the next couple of picks, and you'll see why a little later on. Look, Packers lost their star left tackle. Khalil Mack is going to feast this game. They're going to be swapping their veterans in and out of that line. And Trubisky, he's on fire, one of the best quarterbacks in the month of December this year. I'm taking the Bears.
I'm taking the Bears as well. I like that defense. Before I even knew about the left tackle going out, the Bears were my pick. I thought Green Bay might try and ease off the gas a little bit. That offense is playing good. That defense has been pretty solid all season. I like the Bears over the Packers. Up next, Saints at Panthers. I got a pretty good idea who the Hawks going to take. So I'm going to take the Saints. I love me some Drew Brees. He's coming off a long layoff, so he don't need to rest this week. Yeah, I like the Saints.
Yep, I am taking the Panthers. Like I said, you're going to see how much of a homer I am taking this team. Let's scratch all that. The Panthers are coming off of back-to-back defensive clinics against the pass, all right? Drew Brees is struggling a little bit in that aspect. He's going to struggle in this game. They're going to rely on Kamara. I got the Panthers with the upset at home. Last game of the regular season, Washington football team versus the Philadelphia Eagles. Look, Washington does not have an offense, and I really think they're going to need one here against Philadelphia. I'm not 100% sure if Fletcher Cox is in. I can't really remember, but I like Hurts. I like the way they're playing. I like Zach Ertz. Deshaun Jackson, I'm pretty sure he's going to be in this game. I'm going to take the Eagles virtually on their talent on offense, and I don't think Washington's going to keep up.
Homer.
Yes.
I'm right. I'm taking Washington. I like that front seven. They gotta start showing something. They want to make the playoffs. They got to start showing something. The division's still up for grabs. I'm taking Washington, and we'll fight about it come Sunday night.
All right, guys, that's the pick for the last week of the regular season. Some playoff scenarios for you before we get into some BS. The AFC wild card, probably the most interesting out of the races. You got the Titans, Colts, Browns, Ravens, and Dolphins. And there's multiple situations where any one of those teams are going to be on the outside looking in. Right now, it's the Colts. So if every single one of these teams win, which is what I got picked, and I think the Fat Man does as well, the Colts are out. Next, we got the NFC's number 1 seed. It's still up for grabs between the Packers, Seahawks, and Saints. All the Packers need to do is win, so they're not going to be resting anybody. The Seahawks, they're going to need the Saints to lose and the Packers to lose and them to win to get it. And for the Saints, they just need the Packers to lose, and then they will get it. NFC wild card between the Rams, Bears, and Cardinals. Right now, the Cardinals are on the outside looking in, but fortunately for them, they're playing a Jared Goff-less Los Angeles Rams.
Isn't that really an improvement, though?
I honestly think it is. No Ryan Gosling this week. But we'll see. We'll see. We don't know what Wolford's going to bring to the table. It's going to be a completely different game. You know, I really like Sean McVay, though. I hate to say it, but I am a fan of his. But yeah, if everything plays out the way it is, you know, Rams win, Bears lose, then it's going to be the Rams and the Bears in the wild card with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But, you know, I think that card's going to pull the upset, and I think it's going to be the Cardinals and the Bears, Rams on the outside. Last but not least, the NFC least division title. And they finally knocked out Philadelphia last week. It's between the Giants, Washington, and Dallas. For the Washington football team, all they need to do is win. For the Giants, they need to win, and they need – well, they're going to be playing the Cowboys. They're going to need to win and Washington to lose. And for Dallas, the other way around, they need to win and Washington to lose. And those are all the playoff scenarios going forward. And like I said, you see why I'm a homer. You see why I took Panthers. You see why I took the Bears. I want the number 1 seed.
So what I'm going to say with all those playoff scenarios, probably on the AFC side, the team that's most likely to lose is probably Miami if Buffalo plays everybody. I still think the only person that Pittsburgh is sitting is Ben. I still think Cleveland's going to have a hard time winning that game, but we'll find out. But I definitely think the most likely to lose would be Miami. So the Colts are on the outside looking in, even if they win and the Titans lose.
No. If all of them win, the Colts are on the outside.
Okay.
See, I think that the Titans have a good shot of losing too. You know, we saw how well the Texans played in that game, you know, and if Mike Vrabel wasn't the genius that he is and letting them score, they could have already beaten them. But, you know, that didn't happen. I think the Titans are right there with the Browns and Miami. And if all three of them lose, the Browns and Dolphins go to the playoffs, and the Titans are on the outside looking in.
Hey, man, as long as the Dolphins make it, I'm happy.
I know. It's been a rough decade for being a Dolphin fan.
So I'm rooting for the Colts to lose, the Titans to lose. Anybody not named the Miami Dolphins, I'm rooting for to lose.
Yep. Best part about that, Dolphins are sitting in the 5 seed, so they got the tiebreakers that they need. So if they end up with the same record with any one of those 5 teams, they're ahead.
Right.
All right. Some BS. Fitzpatrick has COVID. How do you think that is going forward for the Dolphins?
I think that means a lot, not only with this week potentially being it's basically a playoff game for them, but then once you get into the playoffs. So having Fitz and Tua, I don't really have a problem with Fitz coming in off the bench and bailing out Tua. Tua is basically your game manager, putting him in a position where Fitz can come in and do his magic and make a couple big plays and win the game. I'm scared to see Fitz play an entire game anyway. But now you're taking that closer away. So now it's all on Tua. He's got to perform. He can't have another stinker game where he throws for 94 yards. You just can't have that. And I love me some Tua. But he's got to get his ass in gear.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I personally believe that the issues that he has is not going to be fixed within a week or a year. You know, he just stares down his first read a little bit too much. I got to see him go through his progressions. You know, even Lamar Jackson, a guy that everybody likes to bash, he goes through his progressions. And I just haven't seen that from Tua at all.
Well, Lamar is in year 3 and Tua is in year 1.
Exactly. That's my point. You know, he's still young, you know, and it's something that's not going to get fixed, you know, right away. I really do hope we see it. Like maybe magically he comes in, he fixes everything that's wrong because the guy's got a great release. He's got a decent arm. You know, obviously he takes care of the football, and you said it best. He is a decent game manager right now. And I
Yep.
think that the Dolphins do have something going forward with him. It's just some of the things that he does right now are not NFL caliber, and it's the progressions going through read 1, 2, and 3.
I want to see him let it rip a little bit more too.
Well,
Like just throw caution to the wind. Like this is it, bud. Win and you're in. Take chances.
yeah,
You sling it here and there.
you'd have to expect that, you know, with him having that knowledge that Fitz isn't going to be there, he might be a little bit more confident. Like, there's nothing I can do in this game for them to bench me, you know? So maybe that actually helps him. So maybe one of the reasons why he doesn't go through his progressions is the guy's a little flustered. He's a little worried, something in the back of his mind maybe. Who knows? We're not in his head. We don't really know. But what I'm thinking is that, you know, he's going to play a little decent. And to go back to your point, why he doesn't sling the rock too much, a lot of that has to do with the play calls. Because if you watch his eyes, you watch his head, his first read is always a dink and dunker, and that's why he throws it underneath. You know, now if you were to go through the progressions like I've been talking about, you would see that guy start throw the ball a little bit further down the field.
And it's not that he can't throw the ball down the field.
No, he did it very well in Alabama.
Well, he's done it a couple times. He's let a couple go throughout the season. So I mean, he's super accurate, short, medium, and long. So I just like to see him throw caution to the wind and let a couple rip.
Yeah, nothing against Herbert or Joe Burrow, but when it comes to accuracy, I'm going to give this to Tua 100%. And it's not even because he hits the guy. It's where he leads the receiver when he does throw it. You know, he throws those guys open. And that's something that Drew Brees does. This is why I feel like he resembles a lot like Drew Brees. You know, he has the talent. I kind of like him. All right, moving on here. Do you think it's a smart move that Pittsburgh is resting Big Ben this game?
Yes. Ben is old. You're asking him to throw the ball way too much. It's cold in Pittsburgh. He's had he's had more than 200 attempts over the last month. I wouldn't let him sit, rest up, not take any shots. It'll do wonders for his body. And then when you get to the playoffs, he'll be fresh. And he ain't going to look like he did in the beginning of the, week 1 of the season, but he might look like he did week 3 or 4.
I actually disagree. I think this is a horrible move. The second seed is still up for grabs. Buffalo loses and Pittsburgh wins. They get the number 2 seed. And, I think that's worth playing for, especially this could be your chance to knock the Browns out because y'all don't want to see them a third time. You 100% don't want to see them a third time. They're going to catch on to that game plan. They're going to be ready for y'all. It's going to be a slobber knocker. I think it's a dumb move. I really do.
No.
Nothing.
No, I don't just think they should rest Ben. I think they should rest the whole cast. Whoever you can afford to sit down and give him a break, give him a break. I don't put as much faith in that number 2, number 3 seed playoff home games, especially with no fans in the stands, as much as you do. And we've talked about it several times. I don't see what the difference is. You're there to play football. You get a paycheck anyway. There's no fans. It's fucking cold in Buffalo. It's fucking cold in Pittsburgh. It doesn't matter where you play. You got to go out there and beat the guy in front of you.
I don't know. My reasoning behind it is you go through less bullshit if you're home. No COVID protocols.
You don't have fucking crowd noise you're dealing with. And it's not like they're flying fucking coast to coast either.
Yeah. All right, last topic here. Like the Titans, like the Ravens, the Packers lost left tackle David Bakhtari for the season, ACL tear from practice. What are your thoughts?
We're talking about practice?
Practice?
I think it's terrible, not only for him, but it could spell serious disaster for Aaron Rodgers going up against Khalil Mack. And I said it the other day to you, just kind of being the smart ass I am, is, they're playing Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack comes around that corner, smacks Rodgers and puts him out for the rest of the season. What does that do to the Packers? And now there's a very high likelihood that can happen. And we talked about it before. You could slide guys over to help protect, and you slide your back over, keep them in the block more. But this dude allowed 1 sack all season. The entire season, 1 sack.
Is a huge asset that they're losing. And we saw what happened to the Titans. We saw what happened to the Ravens. They dipped in production for several weeks until they figured that out. This is one of the most important positions in football. You do not want to lose them. And what I'm looking at is, all right, even if they do win, you got to look at Tampa Bay's defensive line, Seattle's defensive line. It's not going to be good. The Saints defensive line, like they're going to have a hard time in the playoffs. And I don't know. This spells bad news for them. And it sucks if you're a Packers fan.
I just think it's crazy that most shows you're going to watch, they're going to talk about, the quarterback, the running backs, and, when they go down, the team's screwed. And here we are. This is the third time this season we're talking about the left tackle going down and how it hurts the team. I think we're a little bit different, but.
Well, we are different. And the thing is like we have proof that this is a valid point to talk about. We saw the dips. I think the Titans lost 2 straight after their left tackle went out. I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah,
I have to look it back up.
And that was when they started their skid.
And the Ravens did the same thing. They were 6-5 at one point before they started their unbelievable run in the month of December. They were bad. Were not good. They were on the outside looking in. They fought their way back there. And I think it just takes a couple games for you to figure out who you're going to put at left tackle.
Well, the crazy part is the guy, not only did he only allow 1 sack all season, he only had 4 penalties called on him all season.
Unbelievable.
That's great for a tackle.
This guy was one of the best offensive linemen in the NFL. He's been a first team, second team All-Pro for 4 straight seasons. I really feel like this is doomsday for the Green Bay Packers.
And that's why Green Bay gave him that nice big fat contract back in October. You got to protect your quarterback. Left tackle's the guy that does that, and he's one of the best. 758 snaps, 1 sack, 4 penalties. It don't get too much better than that.
No.
And Aaron Rodgers ain't a spring chicken anymore. We might be seeing Jordan Love come in.
We might see Jordan Love come. I'll take it. Honestly, I'll take it. Green Bay struggled against some good teams this year. But they do look like the best team in the NFC, especially when they're firing on all cylinders. Right. Being a Hawks fan, it sucks for them, but it's great for us because that makes the matchup against them a whole lot better, no matter what field it's played on. And like I said, like the playoffs are going to be crazy. If the Packers fall to the wild card, I don't know if they get out.
Well, the funny part is talking about the playoffs, how the NFC is all cluttered at the top and the AFC is all cluttered at the bottom.
That's because the AFC's been beating the snot out of the NFC all fucking year.
It's just crazy.
I mean, the Bills swept the West. Yeah, they swept the West.
Yeah.
The Dolphins went 3-1 in the West, I believe. I think it took out Niners, Rams, and the Cards.
They lost to Seattle.
Yep. So, I mean, that was happening all around the NFL. Fucking AFC was just beating the snot out of the NFC. And that comes to my point. Do you think it's more likely that an AFC team wins the Super Bowl this year over an NFC team?
Ooh.
It really comes down to who it is, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, it depends on at this point, you're talking about what the matchup's going to be, really.
Yeah.
It's who matches up better against who. Like Green Bay against, the Colts defense. Green Bay is probably going to have a decent day. Not to say the Colts defense is bad, just that Packers offense is a whole nother level.
The Colts defense has been kind of on the decline for the last few weeks.
Right.
They haven't been playing as strong as they were in the first half of the season.
So it's going to come down to who's in the Super Bowl. Now, I think the most exciting point scoring Super Bowl we can get is Kansas City and Green Bay. That'll just light up that scoreboard.
You know, I think you can put the Bucks in where Green Bay is, because I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers has the firepower to put up 50 points a game.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of exciting matchups. My thing is, I think I'd rather see like a Pittsburgh Hawks, obviously Hawks, but like I'd rather see more of a balanced, balanced team A, balanced team B. I want to see two good offenses and two good defenses. If Kansas City goes in there, don't matter who they're playing, the other team's going to score on them.
I don't want another boring-ass Super Bowl like Rams-Patriots a couple years ago.
What I don't want is another blown lead in the Super Bowl, all right? We've seen that enough, all right? Seen enough. I'm tired of seeing that shit. It's fucking played out.
It's the champion story. It's coming back,
Right. But the fucking WWE scripters, they like to fucking make us watch the same game over and over again. Come on, guys. Give us a fucking break. Let's see something new.
And they're still fucking the Falcons.
Right. Why do you think Sean Payton didn't let fucking Alvin Kamara take that touchdown, Oh, let's not break any records. Come on, we got to keep everything the same. Come on, we can't do that.
Yeah, right?
Fucking WWE scripters. It wouldn't be a strip sack if we didn't put those guys on there.
Right? Fucking bastards. All the conspiracies. Well, there you go. Let's go conspiracy theory.
Oh, here we go.
Which Super Bowl matchup fits the narrative of this season?
The State Farm Super Bowl. It's 100% the State Farm Super Bowl.
Oh, there you go. It's going to be Kansas City, Green Bay.
State Farm.
Well, all right, the only way that would make more sense is if they were out here playing the Super Bowl at State Farm Stadium, which is, I think, another year or two away.
Maybe that's when it's really going to happen.
That's probably when it's going to happen.
Jordan Love instead of Aaron Rodgers. Woo. All right, I got nothing.
And I'm out too. So you're watching us there on the YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe, like, comment, share with your buddies. You can head on over to Facebook, find us at FATMAN and the Hawk, talk some shit with us, join the group, join the party. We also upload this to an audio podcast, Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, just about anywhere you listen to your podcast at. You can jam us in your ear holes, and we're going to make you have an eargasm. That's all I got.
Right, guys. And like you said, if you're not already on the Facebook page, come search us at FATMAN and the Hawk. We'll let you in. We take everybody, trolls. And also, if you're looking for a really good NFL page, look up 32 NFL Warzone. It's a great time. It's a blast. Love it. Comment, like, and subscribe. I am the Hawk.
And I'm the Fat Man.
See you next time.